Hi, and welcome back to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect, or welcome to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect. I don't know why I paused there. I was like, thoughts, yes, I have them. I will speak them now. If I sound a little congested, it's because I am. I was out sick for like 4 days. I kid you not. Like on Wednesday, I called out of work. I asked if I could work from office. Brain is not functioning right now. I asked if I could work from home and they said okay. And I literally was just like on my computer from bed, like just working, and I was just out of it. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, I was just in bed. I did not have the energy to do anything. I wasn't editing, I wasn't filming, I wasn't even like, I like had a whole day like on Saturday that I was like, I've been watching so many YouTube videos and watching so many series and like just being on my phone because I have nothing else to do, that I literally was like, I can't look at another screen today. So I literally just read for most of the day. That was good. Like I feel like when you get sick and you're like isolated like that, it's such a weird feeling because I feel like you really just take a step back and you're just like reflecting on life, and it doesn't have to be that deep, but it will get that deep, especially because like you're in your own thoughts a lot, because you don't want to be hanging out with other people because you're gonna get them sick. So it was just a period of just laying back, and I didn't even feel guilty. I usually have that guilt of like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not being productive. This time I was like, I literally don't have the energy to even care. So that's how I've been. And then Sunday, yesterday, I was actually like walking around. I went out. I went to dinner with my sister and my roommate. And then we went and did a little shopping. I got a beautiful like pink bow like rug for my restroom. And then I got this like leopard print like throw pillow. It was a good time. And yeah, so now I'm here and I'm ready to talk to y'all. I'm really excited to just like be back in front of the camera and just be yapping. That's what I'm good at. I'm yapping. The last few days I literally was like not even speaking, because even speaking like would hurt me. Like it would, like my throat was hurting and I was just like snotting everywhere. Like it was just not a good time. I did not look my best, but here we are. We cleaned up. I started work again this week, work from home, did that. And yeah, I went to the gym even. I worked out. Yes, yo girl, got to work out in a bit. I'm going to go to a coffee shop with my friend and I'm just going to edit and just like get back on track. It was like a nice little break. Like a very last minute, but like it was a nice break. I actually was very upset. Well, not very upset, but like moderately upset, because that Wednesday that I got sick, actually, or no, not even it was like Thursday. My friend was telling me how she was able to get me a ticket for EDC in Vegas for like stupid cheap. Like it was like going to be $50 or $100 instead of $500. And because they had already booked the Airbnb like months before, I like didn't have to pay their Airbnb. I was just going to sleep on like either the couch or like the pull-out couch or whatever. And I was going to go to EDC, but because I had fallen ill, and in my head I was like, oh my God, like it'll be fine. Like this was like day 2 of me being sick. By Friday, the next day, like I'll be fine. Like I can go on the road trip to Vegas. It was a 5-hour road trip, mind you. Like I would have not been able to do that. But I packed and everything. I was so enthusiastic that I was going to feel better the next morning. And I waited it out. I went to bed and I woke up in a coughing fit like at 5 a.m, right when I was supposed to leave at like at 6 a.m. My friend messaged me like, hey, how you feeling? And I was like, I'm gonna be so real with you, bro. I don't feel great. And I even got a bloody nose while I was like typing out that message. I'm like, what's going on? So my my plans to go to EDC in Vegas were destroyed. And not that I wasn't like too enthusiastic about just going to like the rave in general, because I don't really do raves. I've gone to one on accident because my friend told me that she had extra tickets to a concert it wasn't a concert, it was a freaking rave. And it was so funny because we show up like, and I'm wearing, mind you, like jeans, like a white like tank top, had my hair slicked back, like I looked good, but I did not look like for the event at cost, like I was not prepared at all. And I was like, girl, you tricked me. You tricked me into coming to a rave. And like, it was a good time either way. But the reason I really wanted to go was like to hang out with my friends and go to freaking Vegas. Like, who doesn't want to go to Vegas, Especially when like summer is just like starting. The weather is like moderate. It's not too hot yet. And it's nice, a nice breeze out. I was just like so disappointed that it just didn't happen. But it's okay. It's okay because I think things happen for a reason, and I was just meant to just lay low, maybe reflect a little bit. I don't know what the plan is, Mr. Universe, or Mrs. Universe, whatever it is, but here I am. And let's get started, shall we? So in my time of sickness, I reflected a lot, and throughout that reflecting, I was really like just thinking like I'm feeling a little lonely, and because I'm isolated. But like whenever I'm isolated like that, it's like throwback to like 2020 pandemic, and I reference the pandemic a lot, like during that era of my life a lot, because it was really, really just like a very impactful time for me personally, because I didn't realize how prone to like panic attacks I was. And at the time I thought I was having this like pain in the back of my neck and these like headaches, as I would identify them, because I didn't know what to call them. And going to the doctor, and they were like, you're fine, like there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, no, I feel something. And then I panic, and then I feel like I can't breathe, and then it's just like it like hurts, like my body just feels like it's contracted. And they're like, yeah, sweetie, those are panic attacks. And because of that, like, and just being so extreme, and like my mindset back then, it was a very transformative era. But also I was isolated, like my partner at the time, he was an essential worker, so he would go out and like be around people, and like didn't understand like what I was going through, and how much I am like a people person. Like I know that I'm extroverted, but like I didn't realize how truly I am so used to being around people. The structures in my life, if you think about it, like for most people, right? You go to school, you're with classmates all day, and then you go home, and if you have siblings, you're just like being around family. You hang out with them in the house, like the house is full. For me, I had 2 other sisters, and we were always traveling to Mexico to see our like family and cousins. I'm a person who's always been surrounded by people. I'm a people person, okay? Like I love being around people. And I heard this one anecdote like not too long ago where someone said, I would love to just like leave something on the counter and like have it just like be moved like the next hour, the next day. Like I never had that because I grew up in, I was just like the only child. And I'm like, that's so funny, because I would get pissed off when like things would disappear from like where they were meant to be. But like now thinking back, I'm like, that's so fortunate, because you're surrounded by people all the time, people that you love, people that at the end of the day like will have your back. And I'm just like realizing I'm just like a people person. I've always been around people. I love being around people. And even if it's not even constructive time, like you could just be watching a show together, like with your cousin or sister or brother, whatever. And that's quality time. Like we could be on each other's phones and just like, watching TikToks, and like at least I'm with someone, at least there's someone in the house. Like I feel like that brings me a lot of comfort. And in 2020, obviously I didn't have that. I was just like living with my partner, living in the city where I started to attend school, like university. So it was just a very, very difficult time. And being sick kind of brought me back to that time, and it kind of scared me a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I don't like being alone. I want to have a full house, even if it's inconvenient sometimes, even if it gets loud, even if it's annoying, someone ate my chips or whatever, or someone had the last of my ice cream. Like I would rather have that than just not have anyone at home. And that, I know I'm very much community oriented, and that's something that I really admire when cities are, walkable cities, but like cities that just make it so you have your village close to you. The way we are living now in the US, everything is so like spread out. Like everything is at a driving distance. Like there's not really a way for you to just like walk over unless you're living in literally like Portland, Oregon, or like what's another walkable city, like Philly or New York. Like everything else in the US is like just like spread out. When I was studying for sustainability in my undergrad, I remember learning about that, and like I didn't even realize like that was like a thing that you could do, you know, like have a walkable city where like everyone's at a walking distance. But then I think about like neighborhoods in Mexico, like growing up, like our tia was like down the street, la tiendita, like to get our chips and stuff and our snacks were like down the street. You would just like not even down the street, like just like walk over like a few like seconds, and like there you go, there's a, like, you know, the treats and stuff. I know like going forward in my life, when I have children of my own, when I have my own family, I want to be able to buy like a plot of land, and or maybe like all collective, right, and like we all just build houses like close to each other or next to each other. I think that is the new American dream. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I feel like most people now, especially like Gen Z, we're yearning for that community because everything is so isolating now. Not just like how our landscapes are built, but also the way that our phones are. Like we are so connected to each other, quote unquote connected, but like we're just seeing everyone live their lives instead of interacting with each other, even online. Online, we're just like going on TikTok, you know, seeing a funny video and then going to the comments and see what everyone else is saying instead of like actually interacting with each other. And social media used to be exactly that. Like you used to just like interact with people. Like there wasn't this image based socials, like say for example MySpace or Facebook. I think the real like image like based app would be Instagram, you know, and I think what that was founded in 2011, 2012 maybe. But before then, it was like going on the internet was to interact with other people. And even before that, if you needed to go on the internet, you had to use the family computer. Like it was just one thing that was a designated space, and that's where you would go for to use that technology. You would go to this certain spot in the living room and then use a family computer, and that was that. And now we carry that everywhere in our pockets 24/7. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I'm tired of it, and I know I am a user and a creator on these platforms. I understand that, and it's an integral part of our society now. But I think like, and I hate that the word balance. The word balance is always something I say on this podcast. But truly, I think to have a little bit of more of that separation, because my screen time now is like, well, usually it's like 6 hours, right? And this last week, even though I was bedridden, it was only like 4 hours, I believe. I just had my phone literally next to my nightstand, and whenever I needed it, and whenever I wanted to reach out to someone or even check my Instagram or Twitter, or no, I don't have Twitter, what the heck, or TikTok, I would literally just like leave it there and like come to this corner and get it and like just check it and then put it down and then just go back to whatever I was doing. I think that really helps me out personally, like making it that throwback, like if you need to use a telephone, it's gonna be in this corner, okay, and then you can punch in the numbers and then yeah, whatever. But having a designated space for your technology, that helps me out personally, because I think when I'm too much online too, I'm always like, and I know most of you will relate to this, like you go on any app now, and most of them, you know, are video based, so the algorithm will just push that out. Like it's like you can't avoid it, and usually it'll be someone telling me like, this is actually how you're supposed to blah 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 blah, like, or this is a trick to blah 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 blah, this is a trick to how to finally conquer your fears, or like this is actually the way you get the hottest you've ever been. And so many people just telling you what to do, like the perfect, the one solution that's gonna fix your entire life. And it's not so black and white. I read recently a quote from this book. I think it's called The Perfectionist Guide to Losing Control. And in the book, the author quotes a professor who once said, "You must learn to live in the gray." So not the black or the white, but in the gray area. I think that did change my brain chemistry just a little bit, because I am like an all or nothing person, and I'm working on that. I'm always like constantly working at that, because I do believe that this mindset of like all or nothing, like you have to cut out all social media apps, and like you have to like avoid social media at all costs. It's like rotting your brain. Like, I don't think that's realistic, and like it could be for some people, but like, let's be real. Like, when you connect with people in person, like, who asks for people's phone numbers? No one. You get their Instagram, you get their Snapchat, you get whatever platform they usually use, and it's just part of our society. And I think instead of like pushing it out and like trying to avoid it, I think we have to learn to manage our time with it, because that's the one thing that these apps have on us, and is like trying to capture our time and our attention. That's the monetization that they get out of it. Once you take that away, like say your screen time instead of like 6 hours becomes 2 hours, that's a drastic and amazing change. But you're still connected, like you're still on there when it's necessary, or even when you want to. Like, say you put a timer for 30 minutes and you're just like scrolling, you let yourself scroll, but just being like attentive to it, because it doesn't have to be the all or nothing. You can definitely have it in your life. It just doesn't have to take over your life and make you feel like I can't do anything unless I finally delete this app. Like, once I finish this one show, then I'll finally like get to my goals and aspirations. I think that's a very, very unhealthy mentality to have, because it leads to like this kind of like binging cycle. Like, you're binging all this content, and then once you finish that show, and now you are left like dreading, oh, now I have to get to my goals, because like that's what I told myself I was going to do. Like, after I finish this one show, like I promised myself I would do X, Y, and Z. And now you're like impending doom. Oh my God, I don't know where to start. And instead of that, you could just have like, hey, maybe I'll watch one episode tonight of that, hour-long episode show that I have, on the back burner, instead of just like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that's moving forward, our society will have to adapt to it, because right now I feel like we have lived in this past 10 years, like it's kind of consuming us, and you can see that people are getting fatigued. People are just like getting flip phones. I've seen so many videos, countless videos of people getting flip phones, and I'm like, I've been tempted to do that, but I know that's not like the long-term solution. Like, the long-term solution is to embrace changing with the times, but not let it take over your life. Like, it should not take over your life, because that's when you've let it take control over your life, and that's not bestie. Only you can control your life. Okay, I think that's it for my rant today. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe and follow the podcast. And yeah, make sure to tell me what your thoughts are, like how you manage your social media time. If you even have other social medias besides YouTube and Spotify, and which I mean, I don't know if like these are considered social medias per se. I've seen a lot of argument on both sides, like, no, this is just like streaming, like a streaming platform, but you can interact with like the creators and stuff. But anyway, that's another conversation. But yeah, thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.